OSCW wrestling fans, Brett Wolverton here with a very special update for the biggest event in old school championship wrestling history. Mark it down on your calendar, Sunday, March the 8th, 2026, live from the Hanahan Rec Center in beautiful Hanahan, South Carolina. It's the 20th anniversary extravaganza as old school championship wrestling celebrates 20 incredible years. It's an event that will honor the past, feature the present, and give you a peek into the future of old school championship wrestling. It's the type of event that happens once in a lifetime, and the main event has officially been signed. It's been over a year since we've seen the Southern Savior John Skyler, and for over a year, we have heard current OSCW heavyweight champion Zuka King and his advisor and manager, the fabulous Playboy Bob Keller, talk about how they ran John Skyler out of old school championship wrestling. Zuka King has turned back challenger after challenger to retain the OSCW Heavyweight Championship. And while one could probably claim Bob Keller has had a hand in helping King retain the title, you cannot discredit Zuka King's ability to keep a stranglehold on the title that Skyler once called his own. For months, King and Keller's verbal tirades have gone unanswered. That is until now, as the Southern Savior finally broke his silence and issued a challenge for King and Keller to put their money where their mouths are. Let's take a look.
Every single man and woman that gets inside a professional wrestling ring and decides to be a pro wrestler does so with the hope that maybe one night, just one night of their career, they could be a part of history. Now, over the last 17 years, I've had multiple opportunities to be a part of history, but nothing like March the 8th. The biggest show in OSCW history, the OSCW 20th anniversary show with the lights on bright, inside the steel cage, in the biggest main event in OSCW history. I go one-on-one with you, Zuka King. Somebody that I used to consider a friend, somebody that I used to consider family, somebody that I used to consider a protege. Now the gloves are off. All bets are off. See, you and Bob Keller, you were right about a couple things, Zuka, and I have to commend you for that. You see, you did pin me 1, 2, 3 in the middle of an OSCW ring, and you were the last person to do so. Congratulations. Also, yeah, I haven't been in an OSCW ring in over a year. But let's get one thing crystal clear. Bob Keller, Zuka King, you did not run off John Skyler, because I am coming back. I'm not only coming back to claim what's mine, the OSCW Heavyweight Championship, I'm coming back to make history on March the 8th. And not only am I coming back, yeah, it's inside a steel cage, but I'm not coming alone. You see, Bob, I know you. I know how your mind works. I've known you for the better part of 20 years. I've prepared. Every possible way I have prepared. And guess what? Believe it or not, John Skyler has made a lot of friends over the last 20 years in OSCW. So I'm not coming alone. I'm going to have somebody very special in my corner, Bob Keller, just to ensure you don't stick your nose in my business. But I don't really think it's even going to come to that, because once I get my hands on you, Zuka King, there is nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Your debt will be paid for in full, the hard way. And at the end of the night, at the end of the biggest show, the biggest main event in OSCW history, I will have my hand raised one more time as the new OSCW champion. Because you're not just looking at John Skyler, the Southern Savior. You're not looking at the punk kid that used to call himself the new sensation. You're not even looking at the bruiserweight anymore. You are looking at the heart and soul of OSCW.
And with that, folks, I can say it is official. The biggest main event on the biggest OSCW show in history, Sunday, March the 8th. The OSCW Heavyweight Championship will be on the line when OSCW champion Zuka King, with the fabulous Playboy Bob Keller in his corner, is challenged by the man that many consider to be the heart and soul of OSCW, former OSCW Heavyweight Champion and current TNA superstar, the Southern Savior, John Skyler. And it will take place within the confines of a solid steel cage. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Only way to win is by pinfall or submission. Now, one would think the added steel cage stipulation would be enough to subdue Bob Keller at ringside. But fans, I've known Bob Keller for close to 2 decades, and I know the fabulous Playboy always has something up his sleeve. Bob Keller may be the ace in the hole, as not only did he train the current OSCW heavyweight champion Zuka King, but Keller, as many know, also trained the challenger, the Southern Savior John Skyler. Now, fans, something that jumped out at me as Skyler was speaking in that package, Skyler said he wasn't coming alone on March the 8th. What could he possibly mean by that? Well, fans, your guess is as good as mine, which makes the biggest main event in OSCW history all that more intriguing. Now fans, that's not the only thing you will see on March the 8th. The OSCW Ladies Championship will be on the line in triple threat action as the Cannibals Savannah Evans and Caitlin Marie challenge current OSCW Ladies Champion Amanda Kiss for that ladies title. Amanda Kiss is at a huge disadvantage here, as she doesn't even have to be involved in the decision to lose the OSCW Ladies title. Anything can happen in this one. Also on March the 8th, we will see tag team action as the team of Christopher Prince and Cam Jackson clash with OSCW legends Kevin Thorne and Gangrel. A lot on the line here, folks, as the winning team will be declared the #1 contenders to the OSCW Tag Team Championship. Will the youth overcome size and experience? We will find out on March the 8th. The OSCW Intercontinental title has a rich history over the last 20 years in OSCW. Many have deemed it the workhorse title of old school championship wrestling, and this one promises to be a show stealer and one I'm personally looking forward to when current Intercontinental Champion Chase Emery defends his title against the magnificent Don Furio. More title gold on the line on March the 8th when the OSCW Tag Team Championship is up for grabs as the Stu Crew defend against the Country Gentlemen. Which one of these great tag teams will cement their legacy in OSCW history books and walk out of the biggest show in history as the Tag Team Champions? Find out March the 8th. Also signed for March the 8th, and boy, I cannot wait for this one, a special 20th anniversary 20-man over-the-top rope rumble featuring stars of the last 20 years of old school championship wrestling. The match will begin with 2 combatants in the ring, and in an equally timed interval, another superstar will enter until all 20 men are in the ring. You are eliminated when you are thrown over the top rope with both feet touching the arena floor. The last man standing after all 20 men have entered will not only be declared the winner, but will also receive a shot at the OSCW Heavyweight Championship at our April event when we return to the Windjammer in Isle of Palm, South Carolina, against whomever the OSCW champion is. Now fans, anyone that knows me knows this is my personal favorite type of match, as it is simply so unpredictable. You never know who's going to show up or what may happen. It is my understanding that invitations have been sent out to many stars of the OSCW's past, so you can guarantee there will be many surprises. But folks, I'm the gift that keeps on giving, because in a Control Center exclusive, here are just some of the competitors we do know who have already signed on to participate in the 20th anniversary 20-man Rumble. The first man to throw his name in the hat, top-tier talent, Drew Adler. Nationally envied and locally hated, Chris Vallow. The Wild Man, Savage Kincaid. Now at over 300 pounds, how will any one man be able to get Savage Kincaid over the top rope? It may take a collective effort, which has to make Kincaid an early favorite to win the entire thing. Other names announced for the 20th Anniversary Rumble, longtime OSCW fan favorite Billy Brash. The other guys, Stuart Snodgrass and the party starter Keith Mack. Now, will the other guys work together, or will it truly be every man for himself come March the 8th? And another participant for that matchup, former OSCW Intercontinental Champion Kevin Phoenix. Only one man can walk away the winner, and that man will be next in line for a shot at the OSCW Heavyweight Championship. Fans, if you followed OSCW since its inception, all the way back to the days of Weekends Pub in Goose Creek, South Carolina, you know every OSCW event is must-see. But fans, trust me when I say, the OSCW 20th Anniversary Celebration Show is one that you will be kicking yourself if you miss it. Get your tickets now and be a part of an event that is once in a lifetime, as we honor the past, feature the present, and give you a peek into the future of old school championship wrestling. It is the biggest event in OSCW history, the OSCW 20th Anniversary Celebration, coming to you March the 8th. For the Control Center, I'm Brett Wolverton.